Hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is Ace Attorney Chronicles Adventures. This is my first playthrough of Ace Attorney Chronicles Adventures, and we're about to have another witness statement. These are always very fun, because I feel like we get to know the witnesses a lot more, and also, this Brett character is one of the most interesting witnesses I've ever seen, and I just played the original trilogy of the Phoenix Wright game, so we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter, which is actually very important. The music is so good here too. Things are getting interesting, Renosuke. Very interesting. Witness testimony. Let's go. The victim's death.
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glass in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides a gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway.
So she's looking down on our country at this point, and looking down on Japan.
That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you.
Easy does it. Yeah. That wasn't that captivating. I wouldn't call it captivating.
I hope that is the last time I'll have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
Not at all, not at all. It is a delight to merely hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of victims burden it's utterly irrelevant.
This is the type of dude, though, that as soon as she goes, I would never date you, he would turn on her.
I'll be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what happened here today.
And I'll be speaking to the fashion police about your hat. It's actually really cool. It's actually really nice. If it's a fake swan, I think it's cool.
The Minister of Justice?
May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen.
Huh? Thanks? Was that a prayer then? Well, you have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with a cross-examination now. I expect you notice this little bully of a student, as you put it. Doesn't miss much. He's talking when they kiss. He doesn't miss the kisses.
I'm sure I do need to remind you, counsel, that this will be a final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear?
Oh, okay. The lips shaking as he slaps his face. The animations in this game are fantastic. Yes, Your Excellency.
Then you may proceed with the cross-examination.
Here we go, the victim's death. I'm not quite sure what to do with this one, I'll be honest. Unfortunately, I have no idea where the poor man burnt his wrist like that. Should we press this? Yeah, let's press it. But his hand was on the searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't have not noticed.
Do you think so? Let me ask you something.
Sorry?
Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours has been wide open.
Well, everyone needs a break in between the trial, okay? What we do as pals, me and Kazuma, is none of your business, okay? You can't have not noticed, can you? Okay, this is, oh my god, this is Ace Attorney logic at its finest. It's a completely different situation. I've walked through town sometimes not noticing my fly was open. It's happened once or twice in the past 10 years. But I would notice if someone in front of me was burning their wrist. Huh? What? Oh my, don't take that from her. That's not... Haha, what fun. That is not applicable here.
You hadn't realized.
The dear lady is absolutely right.
You are awful. As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Renosuke. Why didn't you tell me?
Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing?
Yeah, when he burned his wrist, he went, "Oh no, I burnt my wrist. Bobby, get the water."
Oh yes, I think my tiny brain can.
Dude, you are awful. I know I can be bad sometimes. I know when you put like a pretty lady in front of me or a pretty boy in front of me in these games, in any game, I can be bad. But you're bad. You're very bad.
Well, I can't. Anyway. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glass in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot.
Yes! How do you know this?
Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma. Yes.
Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't gonna kill us. And as there were no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death. It can only have been the bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life.
But it doesn't make sense. The burn must have happened straight away, when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter.
Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it would have been able to make a burn like that. And if the victim burnt his wrist on a hot plate as soon as it was brought out of the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point. Sorry, wrong voice.
And yet, the fact is that the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that, it's a complete waste of time.
It's funny though, we've already established that we were like behind him at the time. We've already established that, but still that matters not. That was just brushed over completely.
I concur. Prosecutor Ouchie is right.
This girl's a menace. This girl's a menace.
If there's some way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me.
I don't think there is.
But of course, this country's inferior investigation techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway.
I don't think we should press on this, but we may as well. But I don't think it's going to give us much. Inferior? What do you mean by that?
In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at the crime scene for later examination. We also...
I was going to do another British joke.
But in this country, we investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't that so?
Oh, quite right. La Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident.
Exactly. Which means that if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost.
I mean, she's not wrong about the bad cop here. He's pretty bad.
It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try and preserve the crime scene.
True. Fact. Like, she's right. She's not wrong in this case.
I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can. You understand?
No, girl, we agree. Girl, we agree on something. That's fine. She's right.
A killer blow. The lady is formidable as she is beautiful.
Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to see sense. I agree. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. Huh? What do you mean? What do you think, Rinosuke? I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any information. We haven't pressed every statement. Yes, as I suspected. She's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. But that would mean... I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. What did you say about the last statement? We should press it again? Kazuma. What, Rinosuke? There is one thing I noticed, something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. Oh, it's when he coughed? Was that what we were noticing? Yeah, when he coughed. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga. The detective? Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening, maybe? Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. Yeah, we learned we can press more than once and save and get new information, so that's good. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then. I wonder what Kazuma's thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press Miss Brett on the last statement again. There's another statement I want to press as well, I guess, just because, like, I know the poor man burned his wrist like that. I guess we could press the press the thing as well. As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water. Isn't that right?
Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at the time, if you remember.
Yeah, I do. You don't need to speak.
Which explains why he ordered that drink, correct, waiter?
Exactly as you say, sir. Although, whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered this steak to the table, I'm afraid I don't remember that.
Damn. I have enough English to understand that at least. For the benefit of the court, it means bless you.
Okay, get this guy out of here. You're fired! I think it means the exact opposite. Yeah, it does.
Anyway. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way...
This thing she does with her wrist is pretty cool. I'm gonna do that from now on. Actually, it doesn't work when you're not an animated character. It just looks like your wrist is broken. Life could be taken without leaving a trace. Please show me. But of course, this country's inferior. Yes, press this again.
Yes!
Yes! I'm pressing this again. Inferior, what do you mean by that?
In the lands of the Great...
Wait, can we not... I thought you wanted to press this again. But in this country, you investigate ones that's so... Oh, wait, we have to wait for him to cough, is it? Quite right, left honorable business instance. Exactly, which means that even the investigation takes a different direction. There we go. Focus on him. Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the English woman has to say. But this could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. You're right, look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts. My hand is bigger than my face. It's time to pursue the man in his train of thought. Sorry, pursue? I'll explain to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? Oh, okay. At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. Oh, there's a new mechanic here. Oh, we can change who we're focusing on. Very cool. By moving the marker left and right with that, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand. Very cool. While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with X. If you can't catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. This is pretty cool. This is neat. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around. Alright then, so first I should move the marker across with the side to side and focus on the detective, then pursue him with X. Let's see what's on his mind. Here we go. Oh, here we go. So we can look around. This is pretty cool. Pursue! 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 Look at this. Really cool.
Excuse me.
Excuse me? There's an excuse me? What's the meaning of this? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in thoughts, deeply. Look like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. He was thinking about something. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say. Is there something you'd like to say, please? Share with the court. Ryunosuke actually has really good posture, though. That's something you could say. They did the outline of his chest in the outfit. That's a really good detail. Look at that. The shadow crease. That's impressive.
Objection!
No objections, please. What is the meaning of this? It's the life of English woman is testifying at the moment. You can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately. Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. Thank God we have Cosmo here. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yeah, there he is. There he goes. There he goes. There's the law. Yes, not to mention the fact he's immediately involved in the case. Inspector Hosonaga, I love that like Kazuma gives Ryunosuke the confidence to like say stuff as well. It's actually a really cool thing, right? Because like Cosmo will say something, Ryunosuke will instantly be like, yes, of course. It's actually pretty neat. That's what good friends do. So we can actually, okay, so do you have something to add in relation to the statement that just made me misread? Okay, so we can actually have him add something to this now. This is good. We're doing good.
Well, yes, if you don't mind, I would like to speak.
Oh, she's getting a little bit worried. Look, she's gonna be all like, oh, no you don't, brother.
The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless.
Dude, you did such a great job with this one. You know, covering up evidence and stuff, making people lie. Pretty great.
What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch.
Dude, you lacked the evidence yourself. You lacquered that evidence. You got that evidence, threw it in a ball and threw it in the bin. We had to fish it out of the bin.
I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see.
You didn't preserve nothing, dude. You're the opposite.
I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done.
See, I think that, yeah, it's intentional. I think it's intentional this guy is effed up. They wouldn't have called out the policing system here or the investigation system here if they didn't believe that he was shite. Or that the system was shite. Dude, get checked, please. I'm very worried. Crime scene thief? Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touch a nerve there. Look how pretty the two of these boys are. This is not right. Take this for example. You stole the bottle of water. Why? Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took from the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. Okay, dude, you psycho. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it.
One day our police force will be among the best in the world.
It's not wrong in terms of like what your goal is. The Japanese police force is very good now, but you know, a lot of people think that like they're too aggressive in their policies and things like that. But it is currently considered a safe country to live in if you're a certain person or a certain type of person, in terms of like, you know, investigation stuff like that. But like stuff like, for example, like I remember stories of people like bringing marijuana over there, which, you know, you shouldn't do, I guess, if you're gonna get in trouble that much. You know what I mean? Like that's just the basic thing. I wouldn't bring marijuana over there because I know that's like a big no-no. But they're just like not allowed back in there. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I guess that's just how like things will work. You know what I mean? You kind of have to expect that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, like, you know, what I think about the police force nowadays, I suppose.
The time is coming, I guarantee it.
But it's in its infancy right now. You know, even the justice system's in its infancy. There's a lot of things can be changed with the justice system of the world now, too.
I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence.
Carbonated water bottle. The carbonated water the victim and Miss Brett shared on the day of the murder. It was on the victim's table. Okay, why do we need that?
Miss Brett. Can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death?
Yes, it was that bottle. That bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answers the judge's questions.
Very well, counsel. You may resume the cross-examination. An inspector will kindly control his fervor.
Great characters, great characters.
Unfortunately, I had no idea when the poor man burned his wrist like that.
So now we have the bottle of water. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. Why is the bottle of water going to be significant? We have to think about this for a second. Why is the bottle of water going to be a significant thing in this case? Like, we have to think about this as we're going through this. If there's someone away a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. Now, if we're thinking about if we're thinking about stuff that can't leave a trace, and if he died beforehand, we may have to think of like stuff like poison, or stuff like because again, I just played Danganronpa 2, and there's a case in that game where someone like legit does use poison to make his death seem very untraceable, and then at the same time, they get like, I'm not gonna say anything more because of spoilers, but like poison can be used for like, I probably edited out a bunch of that audio there. I was talking about Danganronpa 2 and something that happens in Danganronpa 2 that's related to poison that does like kind of remind me a lot of this case in a way, because it kind of has a similar vibe of like someone dying and not understanding exactly how, like, or thinking they died one way and then maybe it died the other way. So do they want us to present the bottle of water on this one? And we can maybe say that like there was poison in it. Her glass was completely empty in the bag as well, like if you remember. So could we say that maybe like he was the only one who actually drank it?
Yes. What is this? The bottle of water?
Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Kissing him. Oh. And she did avert her eyes from the bottle as well. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. Yeah, and the reason I say this as well, because again, like, I think, thank God I did play Danganronpa 2, because like that was on my mind almost like instantly when we thought about like untraceable killing. And I think that, like, I think this is the first time ever I played a game that has like that has trials after trial. We've never done this before. Maybe next game we'll play like another trial game.
Poison?
On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was a poison inside? I didn't even think of this at the start, but it could be. Could it be that Professor actually died after taking a sip from this glass? I love that angle from behind again, it's great.
Order, order, order.
And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Giselle Brett. It was you! I love the confidence he's getting now as well. And again, like, it does help that he has Cosmo beside him, but...
Objection!
No objections! Kill him!
This is outrageous. That's just a thing without a scrap of evidence.
Yeah, we don't really have much evidence, do we? Unfortunately, we don't have much evidence.
You little rookie imbecile! Have you ever considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we only have just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize this entire treaty?
Objection!
Is that Cosmo? Cosmo, cut him down! This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. Yes, Cosmo. The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We're here to determine the truth.
If I may.
You're not May.
I will silence you evidence.
Shut up! Yay! Brett. She's awesome. It is you who should be silent. 3 of us against him. Let's go. Jump him. All of us are gonna jump you outside the courtroom. I'm just saying this right now. And Ido. Ido's gonna jump you too. Of course. You are a fool, my friend.
Dear lady.
Where did that come from? She just snapped. Oh, little curtsy.
I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies.
I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring?
I described your police force as inferior, but no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not.
Oh, he's gonna screw us again! Of course. Oh, this guy, he's ruining our court case. You did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? Tamper with court evidence, tamper with crime scene evidence, lie, get other people to lie. That's my principle. I strive for a flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents. And? What did you find, Inspector? I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. We found no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No! No! Yeah, this is a really, he's ruining our court case. Can we get him ejected?
I'm very grateful to all you Japanese.
You Japanese.
You successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you.
But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours.
I was so sure. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Even Kazuma's sweating a little bit too.
Thank you, counsel. I think that the cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution has asserted, the shot to the chest from the gun is the only conceivable cause of death.
No, we've established that but see, you have a puzzle here, right? And you're missing 5 pieces of the puzzle, and some of them don't fit. And you're just like, yeah, we're done, honey. This is our puzzle night, honey. Hope you're happy. This is our puzzle night, and that's why your wife's gonna leave you, cause she's like, dude, every time we have a puzzle night, you keep ruining the puzzle, then acting as if the puzzle's okay. I want to do a puzzle with my husband. And you're like,
no, it's okay. We've done it. We've done our job. We've done enough. I can see what the picture kind of is.
That's why your wife's gonna leave you.
The accused, who was by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit.
I'm done for.
The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Britt.
Oh no, I'm just glad the matter is resolved.
Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present to this court at this point?
Do we? Do we? Kazuma? Oh yeah, no, we're both sweaty boys. We're both sweaty boys. We're working so hard together. You know, we're pressing stuff together. You know, we're objecting to stuff. We're pointing at stuff. We're grabbing stuff. We're just sweaty boys together. It's just happening. I'm sorry, Rinosuke. I have nothing more. Oh no. Oh no.
Well, if you excuse me now, I really must be leaving.
Little curtsy for her as well. Are we still jumping? Hold it. Who said that? Pretty lady number 2.
Please, wait.
Oh, the music.
Isn't that...
What is the meaning of this?
Forgive me for intruding on the court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotaba, judicial assistant to defense.
Mikotaba? So she's related to him.
In my darkest hour,
with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in furoshiki shiki cloth. Wait, there's a piece of evidence she has? Absolutely sick. The to be continues in this game literally end on actually fantastic cliffhangers that feel like it could be a TV show. Like really, really good. And we're like moving on now, I suppose, as well. Guess we can save our progress. We can save for this one, I suppose. Like, the thing is, like, we're not gonna need to go back. Maybe we will need to go back. I don't know, like, how much, like, saves are needed in this game. For this type of stuff. But for now, we can definitely end the episode here. Guys, thank you so much for watching this series. Thank you so much for supporting this series. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but for me, this is just so much fun. It's such a fun game. I've gotten really into the Ace Attorney. I think Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations was the thing that really got me, you know, super into these types of games now. And playing Danganronpa, like, I kind of just want to go straight into this. After this, we probably will do, like, another game that's, like, more fun, quote unquote, like for every single, I'm probably gonna play the Mario Odyssey after this, but we got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. See you later, Sailors. Bye-bye.